Hi, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining the webinar. Today, we'll explore how you record and automate your tasks across Zoho CRM and other disconnected tools and systems. I will quickly share my screen. So, if you use Zoho CRM daily, you already know how powerful it is for managing customer relationship, tracking leads, and running campaigns. We'll see how Zoho RPA can help you automate those repetitive and manual tasks around Zoho CRM, like updating records, downloading reports, cleaning data, and so on, and also across different systems. I'm Isha. I am a product marketer with Zoho RPA, and joining me is Sriram from the RPA support team. I'll quickly define the agenda for the session. I'll give you an overview of what Zoho RPA is, the feature and the platform capabilities. We'll walk through 4 real-world CRM specific use cases. And after that, Sriram will give you a live demo of RPA in action. And finally, we'll close with any next steps and any questions that you might have. So I'll start with a story which I'm sure at least some of you will relate to. This is a story of Joe, who heads the marketing division at a growing agency. Her team runs multiple campaigns across ads, events, partner programs, and they collect thousands of leads every month. After every campaign, the team gets leads data from multiple sources. Some are event registrations, some from webinars, and some from partners. The data comes in all kinds of format. So it's CSVs, Excel sheets, PDFs, and so on. Now, Joe's team has to spend hours manually filtering and formatting this data, cleaning duplicates, and putting all the data together in one single master Excel sheet, which is then imported to Zoho CRM. Once the lead data is imported, they manually send out follow up emails, all while making sure that the leads don't go cold and they are able to complete it in the right time frame. Does this sound familiar to you? Toggling between CRM, Excel, portals, different portals, and even old Windows legacy systems without APIs just to complete a single workflow? If yes, then I'm curious to know what kind of repetitive, manual and repetitive work in CRM you wish you could delegate. Is it exporting and backing up data, syncing lookup fields, sending date based emails, or auto updating scoring rules? So you'll have a poll up on your screen. You can choose to answer from these responses. Okay, great. So we have most both from exporting and backing up data, some from syncing lookup fields as well. So which lets me to move to my next question, which is, where do you find it most challenging to connect your CRM with other tools or system? Whether it's moving data between CRM and Excel sheets, syncing records with legacy or desktop applications, uploading or extracting information from portals or PDFs, or updating multiple Zoho applications in one go. I'll start the poll. You can choose between these options. All right. So we have a lot of people who chose uploading or extracting data from portals and PDFs. So exactly, this is what we see usually, that most workflows are scattered across tools that don't natively connect with each other. So you end up copying, pasting, moving data manually, which slows everything down. And this is where Zoho RPA comes in picture. So Zoho RPA is a robotic process automation software that allows you to automate high volume, manual and repetitive tasks, connecting with both cloud and legacy systems alike. It is an automation nexus for your disconnected systems. By that, I mean that it fills the automation gap between any kind of system that your business might rely on, whether it is cloud-based applications like Zoho CRM or Zoho Books, desktop-based software, Excel trackers, PDF-heavy workflows, or even old Windows systems that work without APIs. So Zoho RPA works across all of them, tying together the data that was previously disconnected. You can think of it like a digital assistant. It can mimic your human actions. So anything that you would perform on your screen, such as logging in, clicking, copying, moving data between systems, every action is logged. So you get full traceability for compliance. You can now modernize your legacy software without overhaul. We have a complete web-based development platform. So our builder is visual, and Zoho RPA allows integrations with 1,000 plus Zoho and third-party applications. So now that we have an overview of what Zoho RPA is, let's come to the platform and product capabilities, starting with triggers. Triggers let you decide when a bot should start running, whether on schedule or if a desktop event occurs or a webhook action. For example, a bot can be triggered every evening at 7 p.m. to pull out every day's new lead from Zoho CRM, update their status in Excel sheet, and email to the sales manager as a daily summary. You can use triggers to trigger this entire action and workflow. Windows automation allows you to automate tasks inside desktop or legacy applications. So, for example, if you want the bot to pull out customer data from an on-prem legacy billing system or a desktop application and automatically update the payment status inside Zoho CRM for each account, you can use Windows automation for that. Web automation allows you to automate browser-based work and web-based actions like filling form, submitting data, handling uploads, and so on. So every time, let's say, a new lead file is imported in CRM, you can automate the process of nurturing the emails. So you can automatically add the email template and send it to the prospects. Excel automation allows you to automate reading, validating, and updating data across spreadsheets. So, for example, a bot can take weekly leads exported from marketing campaigns, clean those duplicates, validate the mandatory field, and import them in Zoho CRM, all while maintaining a backup in Excel. File and folders automation allow you to automate files and folders, so manage and organize your data. For example, when a new customer is added in Zoho CRM, the bot can automatically create a dedicated folder in your desktop where you can add all the files and the relevant documents before that customer. OCR and PDF automation allows you to extract data from scanned images or PDFs. So if you wish to extract customer details from a scanned KYC ID, you can do that with OCR and PDF automation. Now we have a new feature called AI-powered intelligent document processing. It combines the strength of OCR and PDF automation and AI to classify the document types and extract structured data with accuracy. So an example of this would be if you wish to extract data from PDF order forms or scanned invoices from customers, extract those details and update or create a matching record in Zoho CRM. So with this understanding of the product capabilities, let's get into the use cases. Starting with the case of Joe that we discussed. So with Zoho RPA, how would Joe handle leads import now? So every time a new file is downloaded or added in the folder, the RPA bot will get triggered. Once the bot is triggered, the bot will read that Excel file, filter and format the data, and add it to a new file, master file, the events file, and which will then be imported to Zoho CRM. And once the file is imported, we can send the follow-up emails with templates to all the events-based leads. So this is how it would look like in platform. We have built our workflow. We'll use the test and debug option to test our workflow. So in the dedicated folder, once we receive the raw data from different sources or this new file is updated or renamed, as you can see, the bot has been triggered. It will now follow all the subsequent steps. It will check if the file or folder exists, open the Excel sheet, read the data, filter to only events-based leads, and copy it in a new master file, and then it will proceed to open Zoho CRM. It will then move to the leads module and click on the import lead options and upload the master file from the folder. So the master file has been added. Now the bot will map all the relevant fields from the Excel sheet, all the data to the fields in CRM. So now, as you can see, the lead import has been successful. So if you go in the platform, you can see all the steps that we followed. We took Excel automation to read the data from Excel. We used web automation. I used the RPA web recorder to record my steps for CRM, and also Windows automation for the open file dialog. Now the leads have been imported. So we have to send out follow-up emails to the prospects. So the bot is opening mass email options. It is selecting the criteria to events, adding the template, and there you go. The mass emails have been sent. So what changed with Zoho RPA? We were able to process the leads much faster, from raw files to CRM ready data in minutes. We were able to automate the email outreach, ensuring that there were zero delays in engagement. And we were able to ensure that there are no duplicates. So error-free data, boosting CRM hygiene and sales efficiency. Now let's come to the second use case, which is customer data onboarding. So every time we receive a customer Excel file, the bot will check in CRM whether the email address exists or not. If the email address exists, it will proceed to add it as a contact. If it does not exist, it will add it as a lead. So in the platform, this is how it would look. We have built the workflow. We have also added a decision file for the email address to exist if it exists or if it does not. Now, once we test our workflow, so the bot will read the Excel file and all the customer details. Then it will proceed to open Zoho CRM, checking the email address whether it exists or not. In this case, this email address exists. So the bot will proceed to add this as a contact. Then the same process would be repeated for the next customer. The bot will check the email address exists. So in this case, it says no records found, which means that the email address does not exist. So on the background, the bot is reading and extracting all the customer details of this particular customer, and then it will proceed to open Zoho CRM and the leads module and create a new lead. So as you can see, all the relevant fields have been added for this customer, and the customer has been added to as a lead. Then we'll move to our next use case, which is extracting customer data to Windows application. So in this case, we'll take Zoho CRM to Zoho Invoice, creating invoice in Zoho Invoice. So we've built our workflow and we'll test this out. In Zoho CRM, these are the customers that we need to create an invoice for. The bot is opening and extracting all the details for this particular customer, opening Zoho Invoice, which is a desktop application. It will proceed to go to the customer's module. And as you can see, all the relevant fields have been updated. The bot will then save the invoice. The same process will be repeated for the next customer. So the bot is extracting and fetching data for this particular customer and opening Zoho Invoice, adding the details and saving the invoice. Again, the same thing would be repeated for the third customer as well. So you can choose what details that you wish to extract and add in the invoice. So similarly, the bot will open the customer module, add the details, and there you go. All the customer details and the invoices have been saved. So this is the data in CRM. And if you go to Zoho Invoice under the customers module, you can see that all invoices have been created. All right, so this was RPA bot in execution. Now Sriram will and show you how you can build your own workflow and you can see the bot in action. Sriram, over to you. Sriram, you're on mute.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Thank you, Isha. So, hello everyone. My name is Sriram and I'm from Zoho RPA product team. So, today I'll be showcasing you a demo on how we can extract information from a PDF file and that fetched information can be transferred to Zoho CRM. So, now the reason for this use case is that well, in many sectors, so maybe in all sectors, be it in IT sector, finance, marketing, uh, medical, healthcare. So you have someone will have a paperwork, and there should also, you know, there needs to be person who always sit and transfer the data from just by seeing the paper and then entering the data in system, or just have to look into the PDF file and then transfer the data into their web portal or in desktop applications. So now this can be automated using Zoho RPA just by triggering the bot. The bot just triggers and it captures the information from the PDF file, and then it enters those fetched information into CRM. So let's go and I'll show how we can automate that. All right, so I hope you all can see my screen. All right, so let me just walk you through Zoho RPA, a quick walkthrough. So once you log into Zoho RPA, you'll be taken to the My Flow section where you can see all the flows that you have built. So these are all the flows which have built in my account. So quickly going to dashboard section where it shows a quick analytical view. There you go. So it just shows the a quick the analytical view of how what are all the flows which are currently active, which are currently in draft mode, and which workflows have run so far, and the top 5 workflows that leads in your account. And you can also see the history right here, which has the history of all the tasks that are triggered in your flows, which can be accessed over here. And quickly going to settings, you can see few options over here. Organization details. So when you sign into Zoho RPA, you need to first enter your organization information. And Zia, this is an interesting feature in RPA which was released a couple of weeks back. So we have IDP automation, which we call it as AI automation, that is integrated with Google Gemini. Using Google Gemini's API key, you can integrate your file handlings, fetching the information dynamically from a file, or any sort of AI based results oriented actions can be configured within Zoho RPA. So here, the same history comes here, where you can just select the flows from your account, and you can select the date, so that it will list that particular history of that particular workflow. So this history is also available in each workflow. So you can go inside your workflow, and you will also be able to see the history sections inside your flows. Agents. So RPA runs on agents. We call it as bot, which is a key factor to trigger the automation and carries the automation. So you need to install the agent in your system, and the agent should be connected and should be active in the system, just like how I have now, which is active. The agent is active in my machine. So the agent should be active for it to carry the process. And if the system is in shutdown, or if it is in sleep mode, then, or even if the agent is not connected to the system, RPA task will not get triggered. So next is members. So you can add your organization member users in your workspace, so that they will have access to your RPA workspace and will be able to create workflows. Notifications. So any sort of agent related updates or versions related updates can be, if you need those version updates, you can just turn on the toggle, so that you'll get the agent related version updates in your agent. Audit trail. So any sort of changes in the workflows, like changing the action, or modifying an action, or adding a new action, deleting a flow, moving a flow from one folder to another folder. So those flows related histories will be tracked in audit trail. And even if you delete the workflow, you will be able to retrieve that by just coming into audit trail. So support access, it's purely for testing and support debugging purpose. So once you enable the support access, we'll have access to your flow. Custom function, like in other Zoho service, we also have custom functions where you can write deluge coding, and you'll also be able to call the other services API call, or even the RPA's webhook call, by configuring an invoke URL task. So I think I forgot connections. So connection, like in Zoho Flow, if people are familiar with Zoho Flow, so it is the same thing in Zoho RPA as well. So Zoho RPA has integration connection across 800 plus applications, like in Zoho Flow. It's the same setup. So whatever the UI that you see in Zoho Flow, regarding the app integration connection, the same thing is configured within Zoho RPA as well. All right, great. So let me go and create the flow, that is to fetch the information from the PDF file. So I'll just click on create flow. So I'll just name it as CRM data handling, and let me select the agent in which this automation should run. So the agent name is agent 32K22, which is the agent installed in this machine. hitting on create. So the flow is getting created. All right, so now we are into the trigger section where we need to select in what way this automation can be triggered. And the first option is schedule trigger. So like the name suggests, you'll be able to predefine the date, time, and frequency to run. Let's say, for example, I need to run this task tomorrow at 10 a.m. You can select the date and you can just set the frequency, and you'll be able to see the automation runs on that particular time at that particular frequency. So you can set it for monthly, yearly, or just once. So these are all the available options over here. And in schedule, we also have an option. If you want to run this same workflow in multiple computers, you'll be able to just by selecting the agent names. These are all the agent list of agents that are installed in each machines. So selecting this agent means running the automation in that particular system. Now the second option is desktop events. So we got few options over desktop trigger. So the first one is hotkeys. You'll be able to run this automation just by clicking a shortcut command in your keyboard. And the second option is Windows based, Windows process, any sort of Windows oriented actions like opening a file, or opening an application, installing an applications, or closing an application. So at that particular instance, you will be able to trigger this automation. And you can see the last option is file and folder events. Using this, we'll be creating the automation now. So now this file and folder events will get triggered whenever a file is transferred from one folder to another folder, or if a file is renamed, or if the file is deleted, or if a new file is created in a folder. You'll be able to trigger the automation based on these actions. Now, the last option we got is webhook based trigger. So, as you know, RPA will have its own unique URL, webhook URL, which you can copy and you can configure in any external service to trigger this RPA flow from any external third party service. So while calling the API, while calling the webhook, you'll also be able to pass the payload like in JSON format, form data, or in plain text. So now the payload is just to carry the input from the particular service, so that RPA will hold that payload, and those payloads can also be manipulated using dilute scripts in custom functions. And you can also push that, carry that payload, and can use it in different and can use that to transfer it to into different services. Right. So for this demo, I'll go with file and folder based events. So the idea is to trigger this automation whenever I add a PDF file in my local systems folder. So let me select the folder here. Under documents, I have this folder called CRM data processing. So whenever a file, a PDF file is added into that particular folder, this RPA automation will get triggered. Now I can just choose file, and here you can see. So in these actions, like when a file is created, modified, renamed, deleted, you'll be able to trigger those actions. So let me go for created. So whenever a new file is created, any files, so or even if you want to trigger based on a file format or file name, you can have it here, so that it'll trigger it'll look for that particular value, and it'll trigger if the condition matches. Great. All right, so now we are into the builder section. So let's go and create the flow. The first thing is to, read the data from the file. So let me go with PDF automation. So the first thing is to train the, PDF automation. In order to train, we need a sample file to train the model. So let me select the sample file, which is the template file. which CRM invoice. So this is the file which I'll be using it for training the model. And you need to specify the execution file path. Now, please remember that the file format, the layout of the file, a PDF file should be same for PDF automation to give the accurate results. If the layout changes, you have to use a different PDF automation task to train that model if the layout is different. And if the layout is same, you can just train this and you can use the same template files which has the same layout in this execution path. So now to input the execution path, so I have results from the desktop event. So whenever a new file is added, the automation captures the file's informations. So these are all the informations that RPA captures when a new file is added into the folder. So we have path and we have name and we have all the file related informations. Now I can directly go and I can choose the path which will have the variable carried here and which will work dynamically. So you can ask me like, so if I specify a static file, and how can I change it for other files? So this is the way. So to dynamically get the file, you can use the path from the desktop events result. Now let me go and train the PDF. So we have three different training models. One is to, if you need the entire PDF format, you can go with entire PDF. Or if you need any specific areas from the PDF, you can go with specific area from the PDF file, or areas related to key. So any sort of table related, static table related informations, you can go with areas related to key. So the key has both the label and also the values. So in those particular situations, you can go with area related to key. So now since I just want the specific area from the PDF, I'll go with specific area and then hit configure. So it now opens the file, the template file which I've selected. So let's go and select just by highlighting that. So I need the information of customer name, which is this. It's my own name. So right, so I'll use it as customer name. So give some space, give some room for it while selecting that particular area so that it captures the information precisely. So the next information I need is address, which is this. So let me name it as customer address. Right. So the next portion which we can take is invoice number, which is important. So this is the invoice number. And finally, we can take the delivery date. All right, so delivery date. Confirm. As you can see here, we have now selected and we have now indicated that particular areas where we need to fetch information from that PDF or the other PDF, which are similar to that particular layout. So let me hit done. All right, so we are 50% done here. So now we have fetched the information using the PDF automation, and it's time for us to transfer those data into Zoho CRM. So in Zoho CRM, let me go to Zoho CRM. So I have created a custom module called purchase invoice. Right. So here is the landing URL, which I can copy. So now it's time for us to build the web automation, because Zoho CRM is obviously a web-based software and we have to use Windows automation task for Zoho CRM Zoho CRM to handle Zoho CRM website. And similarly for Windows application, we have actions for Windows based legacy system based applications. You can use Windows application tasks. And file and for Windows general, we have open and save dialog. It's just for uploading a file. Any file uploads or file download based actions, you can use save file dialog and open file dialog. And we have ms excel based operations. So any sort of excel based operations which you need to trigger from Zoho RPA, you'll be able to do that. And file and folder events, any sort of copying a file, unzipping, zipping, or any sort of file based actions. If you want to perform within Zoho RPA, you can go with file and folder events. PDF, OCR. PDF is for the documentation, PDF files. OCR is for the image processing, optical character recognition. You can get the text from the image. So IDP automation is what we talked about. So we integrate with Google Gemini. But let's say for an example, now in this in this use case, we use a static table format. And what if the table size? So that could be a PDF where there could be one PDF can have 5 rows of data, another PDF can have 10, 15. So we never know. So at those point, if the template is completely changing, you can use AI based automation task where you can just write the prompt in this automation. And that prompt is just like how you integrate, you use Google Gemini app. It's the same thing that you're going to do, just by selecting the file and writing the prompt, and that gives the result, you know by looking for the prompt that you have given, and gives the result in JSON format. All right, so let's go and do the web automation task for CRM. Now, instead of dragging and dropping the elements, the actions from here, I can save my time just by recording the screen. So we have web recorder option in Zoho RPA, which is supported in both Windows and also in web based applications. Now I can show you that. So when I start the recording, RPA will send the actions, the clicks, the hovers, the scrolls, whichever I'm going to do in that particular website, and it creates the workflow. Here we go. So we have started the recording. It opens up a new browser instance. Let me paste the Zoho CRM URL. As you can see here, RPA has started to record the screen. You can see so far we have performed one step, which is accessing the URL. So now we just have to go click here, and then I can. So when I hover the mouse in the field, RPA recognize that it is a field input type, and then that's why it is showing it as set text. So all that I have to do is just click on it, nothing else. Click, 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 and again I need to add the file at the end. So to add a file, upload a file. So click here. All right, so let me upload a dummy file over here, and then finally we have to hit click, and then finally we have to hit save. So instead of clicking this, I can select this. The click action confirms, and let me stop the recording. Leave. All right, so as you can see here, RPA has captured all the steps that we have just performed. So we have gone to CRM, and then we clicked on the button to add leads, and we have uh, set text for to enter for data field inputs, and then we use file upload field to upload the file. So I'll be showing the file upload configurations now. Let me hit confirm. Right, so you can see it has added into your workflow. So now we need to upload the file. So to upload the file, we need to use Windows General, which is the open file dialog. So what I can do is, let me arrange the flow. So this is an auto arrange option, which you can see in Zoho Flow, so which automatically arranges the flow. So here, click upload file, click here. So in between this, we need to add the open file dialog. All right, so now we need to trigger this task because we need to first indicate the element of the file upload. So you have CRM invoice, which we copy. So let me just start this testing process. So this task will trigger only when we add the file in the particular folder. So CRM data processing, paste it. Okay, so as you can see, the RPA is performing the automation. So just go clicks the button. Right. So here we are. So now, so you'll be able to indicate the pop-up, the file, open file dialog to upload the file only in the execution browser. That's why I've just triggered this. So let me go and configure the open file dialog. There you go. So it has landed to this execution page. And when I hover my mouse in the file dialog, it shows the orange indicator, which means that we have to indicate that particular dialog box. I just have to click on control and a left click to select this UI element, so which we have captured. The image is captured here, and now we need to upload the file. So to upload the file, we need to specify the file path. So the file is actually in this PC document CRM data processing. Click OK, and you can see it has added. So now the file name, we need to get the file name. So where can we get it dynamically? Right here. So you just have to click on name. That's it. So it gets all the files, whatever the file that you add, that name will be replaced over here. So let me give some delay. So we also have delay options, delay before, after, or it can also wait for that particular element. You can also increase the seconds so that it will wait for that particular element to appear in the website. So before, let me set 2 seconds of delay just for safer side. Hit done. All right, so now we need to combine this action. So connect the wire to this attach. So now before clicking the attach button, let me give some 4 or 5 seconds of delay. Maybe like 4 seconds is enough, because the file needs time to upload in CRM. So for that time, we are giving a 4 seconds of delay for a file to upload in the field. Now this is done. So all right, so next, the final thing is to map the values that we fetched from PDF automation into the field inputs. So here we are. So we have set text, which is the first set text field is to enter the customer name, so which we'll get from here. As you can see, the customer name, you can just click on it so that it will have the customer name. Likewise, we have address. So we have customer address. So you can also name address. It's just for our easy reference. You can rename the values that you see here. Next is invoice number. Here it is. And the final one is delivery date. There you go. So you got all the fields mapped, and I think we are good to go. So let me start the process. So I'll just close this execution window. So everything is done. We need to turn on this flow. So once the flow is turned on, you need not have to open Zoho RPA cloud application. So you can just directly go add the file in your folder, and that's it. If the agent is active, it can take care of itself. Hopefully it should trigger now. Let's see. There you go. So I think the UI has just truncated when it goes to the edge of the browser. That's why we were facing that issue. And yes, you see here it works. And let's go and let's add another file. Make sure it works fine. So we'll use John Peters invoice. Uh, okay, so copy this CRM data processing and let me paste it here. Control V, yeah. All right, there you go. So you got the John Peters invoice file. After 4 seconds, it clicked attached, and then finally it hit on save. So this is how easy you can create automation in Zoho RPA. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And Isha, over to you.
Thank you, Shriram.
Thank you.
Okay. So, lastly, we'll discuss the next steps that you can take to get started with Zoho RPA. You can check out our website, and there are a bunch of use cases, industry specific solutions that you can check out. If you have any particular use case or a specific use case that you'd like to discuss, please write to us at support@zohorpa.com. We'd be happy to get on a call with you and discuss the use case.